Hey, what's up, y'all? Shit. What's happening? Shit. Oh, man. It's about 4:20 something in the a.m. Time for me to get up. Oh, shit. Who's up, y'all? Y'all waking up with a nigga? Hey, listen. Um, I just got back from this hate party. Yeah, it was a hate party. It was a hate party, and hate, all that type of stuff starts from above. You see, all that hate and shit starts from above. You see, I don't think you understand what hate is. I think you're just using the word. You see, you don't understand what it means. Have you ever just looked at the word? Just look at the word hate. You see, look at the word hate. Keep it in the structure, left to right or right to left. Keep it in its structure. You see, don't remove or rearrange nothing. Just keep it in its structure, because you use the English language. You see, keep it in its structure. You see, because if you keep it in its structure, you will see the values of each letter, and you will be able to use them. You see, and coordinate something that you can use or you can utilize. You see, what is hate? What is hate? You see, what is hate? What is hate? If you want to know what hate really is, start from your internal self. Start from yourself first. Start from yourself first, and see what's minimum inside of you, but is dominating you. You see what's minimum inside of you, but is dominating you and is making you suffer. But it's minimum. It's like a little bitty thing, but it's making you suffer. See, just that's what hate is. You hate that thing that's inside of you. Take that understanding. You see, birthed it on the outside. Birthed it on the outside. See, you got to take that understanding and feminize it. Not gender, not like the females, but just it's a feminine energy. So just take that understanding and then flip it on the outside. And now look at what's superior around you. What's supreme around you? It's a minimum. You see, it's a minimum. It's a minimum. It's an infection. It's an infection to your livelihood. You see, something is infecting you. Something is infecting your development. You see, every time you get to a mark, for some reason, you become something that they were. You see, you become something that they were. You see, who are they? You see, you don't know. Who are they? They know who they is. Do you know who they is? You see, how you going to remove the infection? You see, how you gonna lift up the being whom you said you love? How you gonna make it comfortable inside of your space if you got this hate thing that's around you or inside of you, unless you bypassing this thing that's in the living, and you're going to go to the spirit or go to something that's written inside of a book that said, I hate this and I hate that, and this is what I hate. This is an infection. But for some reason, there's people over you. You see, there's people over you. You see, and you are their infection. It's just a little bitty thing. You see, but you are their infection. Have you ever seen them come in and do certain things to you, but for some reason you don't want to touch the exterior of the body? You know, you inside of them. You inside everything they do. They think about you first. They think about the shit that's ailing them, the shit that's ill in them. You see, have you ever just thought about that shit? You see, they thought about that shit. They do everything. They create medicines, word medicines. You see, to try to harm the infection that they created inside of themselves. You see, I'm trying to put something in you. You see, They created something, you see, and now they hate it. They hate what they created, you see. But since you are remote, you see, you doing it to yourselves. You see, so as you get together and you disrupt each other, because you can't turn into them no matter how you do it, you can't turn into them. See, what was happening is you as a whole being inside of them or their body, you becoming a tumor. You see, a tumor. And so they have to find the tumor. They got to see where this infection at, because it's becoming cancerous. You see, they know, they can see their sin. They can see their transgression. They can see it. It's living. You see, they even gave you a name. They call it black. So, and then you put on the black and you become their black tumor. You see, you become it. You become their cancer. You see? So they try to get other type things on the outside of you to bore you, to push you into this direction, try to push you into that direction, because they know if they harm you, they die. You see? If they do something catastrophically to you, they die because of something that you have inside of you. It's a rhythmic thing that's connected to nature. You see, it's something inside of you, you see, that connects to the ethers. You see, and so they need this energy. You see, have you ever heard them say you ain't create shit, you ain't done this, they done done this, they done done that, they done done this. Now they have records of how you used to move. Way before they came into a conscious, a technological consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm saying. This ain't no racist shit. You see, I don't talk that shit. I'm just trying to tell you what hate is. You see, hate is an internal thing. You see, it's over there actually hollering at love. You know, they homies, for real. Yeah, love and hate is homies and shit, you see. Yeah, they sitting back like, look at these motherfuckers, man. Listen. Listen, hey, check this out, man, look. What you got, that H right there? You got two bars and then a linear bar, right? Listen, okay. Listen, you have the word ATE right there. That's 8. You see. So what are they going to eat from you? What are they eating from you? You see. Well, what, you know, if they're superior, if hate is superior, what are they eating off of you? Or what are you feeding hate? You see, what are you feeding hate? You mean to tell me, out of all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the new things, the new money that's coming through and all this other type of shit, you inside of their house talking about all this wisdom and knowledge that you have and all these other type things. You know, you talking about all these things, you know, as if you're gonna build up, you're gonna build your shit up. No, you're talking to your supreme beings. You see, when you're talking on this, that's who you're talking to. You see, I'm sacrificing. You see, you giving game. You see, you giving game on what you should do, how you should do, who you talking to. You're not talking to your peoples. Because your peoples, they ingest that shit for a minute, do a little rah-rah, you see, and then go on about their business, you know, saying a month later, you see, that percentage weakens down to a 2%, you see, and then they come and, you know, you will find them later on, they're elders now, and you'll see them, they'll pop out the woodworks and shit and start talking shit, You see, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. You see, it's something that always it's an habitual action. You see, it's something that happens all the time. You see, all the time. And we don't catch it. We just get on board of that all the time. Shit. You see, we just get on board with it all the time. Whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We just get on board with that shit. That's all it is. We inside of that all the time train. You see what I'm saying? You see? I'm just trying to tell you something. I'm trying to put something in you talking about this hate shit. You see? Talking about this hate shit. You wanna hate too. You wanna hate too. You wanna holler out loud that what we hate. But at the same time, you gotta go home. And you got to lay back on your motherfucking couch and put your head back and look at all this shit that you didn't create. Create. That you didn't create, you see? And you just sitting there just like, damn, I hate them motherfuckers. You see, you hate the ones who created your upholstery, your furniture. You see, you hate the ones who designed and built your car, so you can go to A to Z, so you can talk about what you hate. You see, you hate everything. How could you won't inside of their shit talking about what you hate? You think these powers are fucking with you? No. Every time you act like this, they like, God damn, these motherfuckers they just totally creating nanos of themselves. You see, you just a nano to them. You see, you're just a nano to them. You see, you're not a micro. I mean, a macro, nigga. You a micro. You see, that's what it is. That's what it is. You see, I saw some brothers who got this shirt. We hate. We are hate. We hate. What you hate? What do you hate? If you hate this shit, if you hate it, you will know how to come together, you see, and develop this tumor, you see, that's inside of them. You will learn how you would use your own shit, your own mind that God gave you, and you would try to figure out on ways to block their plasma from healing you, because they do things to heal you, to keep you going. You see, keep you going at a minimum. You on remote, so you would do the rest. They just give you a percentage because they know who you are. You see, you just don't know who you are. You see, can you imagine? You see, can you imagine having, just hating shit, hating on things? You see, hating on things. What is so inside of this body that's hated. So inside of that body, you are. But for some reason, you can't gather yourself because they put something around you. You see, amongst your people, they put something around you that automatically protects their locomotive. You see, because it's a local thing. You see, it starts locally. You see, and it's in motion. It's a motor. You see, they will fight to the death to keep that motherfucking locomotive pumping. You see, what we gonna do if we don't have this? Niggas, you ain't doing shit. We we're the men, and we're y'all just talking on social media. Y'all just doing this, y'all just doing that, y'all just talking. You see? Then the elders say, shit, when we was young, we used to see all these people walking around, handing out pamphlets and things and telling people how to move and telling people what to do and shit. You see? But no, you don't do that now. You won't. You have a whole lot of people they're on social media. They monetizing their shit, and then when they get their shit, they start going and buying fancy, fancy things from these demons. Yeah, from the demons. They be putting the demon names and shit on their shelf, and they don't even know that they, well, probably they do. It's a status thing to let people know that you made it up there and you ain't make it nowhere. You made it up there, so you put the brand on there and present yourself to those who are weak to that brand. You see, and then oh wow, you have this name on there. Wow, you have that name on there. Wow, you have that name on there. So these are your gods. These are your, for real, these are your gods. What did Jesus put inside of you to create? What did Allah put inside of you to create? What did Yahuwah put inside of you to create? What did Yahweh Shai put inside you to create? Yeshua. You see? What if you had the ability to know every damn thing that you had done in this world, good or bad, even if it's downright bad? What if you named yourself from what all that shit is, named yourself, and you just gave it up to the Most High, told them that this is who you are, but I can't leave your presence. You see, I will never leave your presence. I will never leave what you created in me. I know that I came out of this womb. I know how my father and mother came together. You see, I know it was 270 days in the darkness. I know I came out of that gate. I know 90 more days will be a living year. You see, a living year. 90 more days will be a living year. I have more understanding or more development in darkness than I had in that 1 year span. You see. So something is greater than. You see. So that development will be a subconscious in my conscious reality. That's a memory of how development work and how creation work. That thing, you see, right here from that woman, she teach every man on how to use his subconscious, you see. But there's a seed from the outside that came down or came into the earth, you see, from a cloud, you see, and it was millions of them. You see, but one made it through. You see, one made it through. And it's talking to you right now. I'm seeing it talk to me right now. You seeing it talk to you right now. But it hates itself because of the body and all the things that's governing him. You're supposed to be talking about God. You love the Most High. But for some reason, you got this other entity that's governing who you believe in. You see, you're in the pit of this created hell, and you have a book that's telling you on how to live in this created hell. You see, and there's a God that's telling you or giving you inspiration in this created hell. You see, but for some reason, you had the book since they gave it to you. They took your original tongue away and gave you this book. You see, and they took all your records away and gave you this book. You see, and now here you are, living, trying to get back to where you need to be. So you just settled and say, well, God put them in position. God put them in position. Well, listen, I know they burnt the cross on your grandmama's lawn. Okay, so now what? They don't do it now. I know they hung your family generationally because they knew you was coming into the world. So every time you pop up or your grandchildren pop up, they see your bloodline hanging on trees. You see? Even their Jesus. You see, well, they burn a cross on that. They flame that up because of what they know internally. You see, they trying to burn the infection. You see, but those that's above them look like them. So those are the ones with the flaming sword. Those are the ones that you submit to and bow down to in your secret spaces. In your secret spaces. You see, those are the ones, you see, you bowing down to. They hate you internally. They hate you. You had a guy who, I think I think he was one of the president's right-hand men, whatever, you see, and they said that the world, the United States is going to crumble if they don't let these migrants in or these immigrants in. That's what they said. That's what he said. You see, he's a prominent figure, but that's what he said. So basically, in other words, he's saying, we can't depend on these Negroes. You see, we done spoiled these motherfuckers. They just like us. You know, they just like us. They built for the work, but they're not going to do the work now. Look what they're doing to themselves. Look what they're doing to themselves. Everything about them is selling themselves. They dress up to sell themselves. They do things to sell themselves. You know, so when they get out in the field, what they're going to do, they're going to have to take off their hairs and shit. The men going to, you know, their beards and shit ain't going to be all cutie pie and shiny and shit. You see, they ain't going to be able to wear the fake gold to, you know, to say that I'm, you know, I got a status thing going on. You see, they ain't going to be able to do that. But these migrants, they're going to work their ass off. You see, they're going to work their ass off. But what he was saying, what he was actually saying is, remember us. Remember us. You see, remember us. He sound like an old Moor talking. That's what he sound like. He sound like an old Moor talking. But you see, all these things are going to affect you if you don't understand what this hate is. What if you blend up hate and love and see what type of entity you can create? What if you blend them up? What if you use hate for something else? You see, what if you use hate for something? I hate tumors. I hate tumors. You see, what if the Caucasians say they hate tumors and then they do things literally to dismantle the tumor that's inside of them and their children? What if they just happen to just do that? Where would you be? What would you do? How would you fight the notion first, or the hearing that this is coming? How would you prepare yourself? How would you fight this thing that's coming? You won't be able to fight because inside of your house is distortion like a motherfucker. You see, you got 12 houses, and all these 12 houses, they're not a unit. All 12 houses add up to a 78, and it's a 6. You see, and you don't know nothing about the 6. You haven't studied the 6. You don't know nothing about the 6. You know the Bible, but you don't know the 6. So therefore, the 6 is going to get you. It's a 1, 9, and a 6. It's a 1, 9, and a 6. You know. Isn't it something how that 6 adds up to a 7, and then the body of 6 and 7 is talking to you, trying to tell you how to unify and create a 13 or 42. You see. 42 would be a 6. The 13 would be a 4. You see. Imagine a 23rd and a 23rd, and then you just put them together. You see, and make a 46. 4 plus 6 is a 10. Subtract that by 9, you'll have a 1, which is you. What if you knew how birthing is for real? I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking to you. I ain't nobody. Shit, I ain't nobody. You see, I ain't nobody. I'm not way up there. I don't have money. I don't have people. People hate me. They say they love me right in my face, but they hate me. You see, they hate me. They wait till I come around so they can try to act a certain way and do something, try to trigger something inside of me and all these other type things. That's the only reason, you see. Only people who love me is people who communicate with me as human beings supposed to. You see, these are the people that love me. You see, these are the people that love me. You see, 446, I just spoke on that. And it squared it too. It squared the 446. It did. You see, 8 and 6. It's 446. See, it squared it. 446. You see, that's an 8, 6. That's a 5. Ain't that something? That's a 5th. So it squared it and brought me back to the human being. Whew, isn't it something as I'm talking? Did you? Remember something though. Hold on. Remember something though. The word hate and all of its components is inside of the spelling or the spell. You see, so when you say hate and put it on you and things, you conjuring up something that you have no idea that came into the world. You see, before you put these things on you, make sure you know what came into the world. You can't get it from a book. You have to receive it from your daily actions and that comes from feeling. You have to know these things. But if you don't know how these things work, you better stop putting that shit on you because it's going to affect your next generation. Yeah.